Is it worth joining a cool magic coven, even if it means giving up on your magical potential? And if you did join a coven, which coven would you join? Join us in the Owl Pod as we discuss episode 5 of the Owl House and take a deep dive on covens. As always, I am joined by Anne and Robert.
Hello.
So, this episode, I said last week that I remember this being a really good episode. I still stand by that. This is a plot-moving episode. This is a character-moving episode. This is a world-building episode. And it has incredible animation. This is a 10 out of 10 episode for me. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but this is my stuff. Oh, yeah. This is epic.
Yeah, this is easily my favorite episode so far. And I came out of it and I'm like, yeah, they should just do fights every single episode.
Yes, the fight. When I saw this the first time, I was like, oh my god, I wish this was longer. This is such a good fight. It's the first time. I guess jumping ahead to that because it's the best part of the episode. Like, the fight between Lilith and Ada.
I forgot the lore, yeah, no.
No, fuck that. Screw
whatever
that.
sketchy shit this Covention is. No, nothing with that, no.
No, but the fight, it was like, it's the first time we've seen like a real fight between evenly matched, powerful opponents or people. It's like, it's so cool.
True.
I
like...
Yeah. But like, even with like... Yeah, go ahead. I've been talking.
Sorry, no, you're right. I was just talking about the fight. It just... No, this could wait. You're right. No, I'm gonna wait. Yeah, evenly matched, powerful opponents. Yeah.
And
the nature.
I mean, but like you said this a second ago, like all the lore and stuff. Before the intro dropped, I wrote up 4 paragraphs of stuff. So like, this is such a dense episode. It's filled to the brim with stuff. This is so good.
Yeah.
I'm so into this.
The biggest reveal of all.
It has stuff.
The biggest reveal of all is that Amity isn't actually just an asshole. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's a little bit more two-dimensional.
She's 3-dimensional.
Three-dimensional.
She's not just a two-dimensional asshole.
A little more three-dimensional, yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's all later in the episode.
Yeah.
If we wanna,
I can go through it with all of this stuff I've written out, because we start...
I mean...
What's up?
I was gonna say, I guess we should talk about it linearly, you're right. I was just thinking about it, I was like, we're already kinda in it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Linearly.
Yeah, okay, so it opens, Luce is reading the fantasy book from the first episode, the Good Witches are... King, super into it. Ada, not into it. Ada complains about how flowery the language is and how just... I guess she's not a fantasy person. But King loves it, which I think is so cool. King and Luce are great friends. I love to see it.
I do like, in that portion, that I just assume that no behavior for... my brain's blanking. I want to say Ada. What's her name? Owl lady.
Yeah, it is Ada.
Ada. Okay, is it Ada? It's Ada.
Ada or Ada. I guess...
Yeah,
Adolin.
No, it's definitely Ada.
It's with an E.
I don't know.
I think it makes it...
The owl lady.
Yeah.
The owl woman. Yes. It was just, I was thinking about how she literally used the door to the human realm to stop being annoyed. Which feels like a very casual use of that technology.
Yeah.
But and it doesn't work, but
Yeah, because Luce just throws King in after her. But we see, it looks like, Luce can just go home whenever she wants to, but... Yeah. I mean,
I just hope we get more of, like, what Ada does in the human realm, because it's clear that Ada has no issues with just going to the human realm to collect things. I want more information about
That's what she does. She steals things.
Yeah,
I know.
We learn later on she steals something. That's so good.
Yeah, she just goes there and she steals things and she runs away. But I'm also like... I don't know, I want more, I want information. I need to know, I need like an episode of just Ada going to the human realm and just like destroying things. And like on accident, obviously, but like, just like general mayhem through misunderstanding. But yeah, just very casual use of interdimensional technology there, just classically, just throwing that up. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a common technology. We haven't really seen it elsewhere, but we don't know it's not common, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't seem common. Considering, I mean, you're right, actually, there's no way of knowing. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I just figured that since, like, humans are such not common knowledge, clearly, from, like, the Gus episode, right? Because the fact that she was able to just pop out of a pot covered in slime and nobody knew that she wasn't an abomination kind of was like kind of a massive
Well, maybe
flag.
that reflects on the education system more than anything else.
Yeah, they could be in America. This could just be in Ohio somewhere. It's true.
You
It's just
never know.
Ohio.
And maybe the Boiling
Yeah.
Isles is just the Ohio of the fantasy realm.
It's just that lake in the middle of Michigan. Sure. No, I mean, you're right. It is an assumption on my part to assume the technology isn't, like, super common, but I don't know. It's just, that was sort of besides the point. I just thought it was funny that she was using the technology in that sense to, like, run through a door to get away from people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, around this time, Gus and Willow show up to tell Luce about the convention. The Covention.
The Covention.
Yeah, and it's basically just a job fair for the different covens people can join. Cool, that sounds exciting. Ada hates it. Ada hates that. It's conformity and stuff. Yeah, it's garbage. She ain't about that life.
Ada's a libertarian.
I guess.
No,
She seems to be, yeah.
Yeah, the system of government in place. She's not a fan of it. Doesn't want to be told that she's a libertarian. It's fine.
I wrote down, she says, you give up your magical independence to join a crooked system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty libertarian.
No, she's 100% libertarian.
She is the Ron Swanson of Owl House.
I mean, yeah, her character really is just kind of Ron Swanson, actually.
Good lord.
Ron Swanson, but an old, you know, I guess transforms into a big owl, But, Ron Swanson, if they could transform into a big owl, and I had a little creature that followed them around.
Although, I guess they go about their distaste of the government in different ways. Whereas Ron Swanson wanted to infiltrate and disrupt from the inside, Ada just, actively opposes. So maybe they're not all the way the same.
That's true. I guess their jobs are different. But that's it. That's the only thing that's different about them. Nothing else. No, you're right. But yeah, I just think that she doesn't like the system. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also, she's cool because when she, says this about how much she hates the covens, she sees Gus and Willow look kind of sad, and then she's like, oh, well, I don't want to pass judgment on you if that's what you're about. So, still trying to support people, even though if it's directions she doesn't approve of, which is cool. He's a cool person. I think this is when Ada accidentally makes mention of someone else in her life who she went to school with. Ooh, mysterious past. Which, of course, makes Luce want to go even more. Yeah, and this is where Ada's like, nope, not going to happen. And then King reads more of the book, and she's like, I will do literally anything to stop this. Great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
No, I mean, this is sort of what happens directly after, because they start looking at all the, the covens, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's where we get talk of the 9 main covens. And...
Yeah, then, see, that's the thing, is that there's 9 main covens. And then, the whole deal comes up about sealing magic, if you want to talk about that, because that's I have comments on.
Yeah, we can get there in, I think basically right now. First, I want to say that this is where we learn Ada is mostly a wanted criminal because she refuses to join a coven. But also, for petty theft, as we see a bunch of trinkets fall out of her hood. The show has jokes, guys. It's great.
Show has jokes, and the jokes are just theft.
And this is where the covens come up, the 9 main covens, which I can tell you what they are, at least some of them. Apparently, you should already know what most of them are, just from background details, which is interesting. There's just 3 you're not supposed to know about yet, I guess, but I don't think it matters if you know what they all are. I don't think it's going to be relevant. Well,
they had a big bunch of banners, so you can kind of sort of infer some of their usages, at least. There's I'm literally looking at it right now, and I guess some of them are kind of hard, but there's clearly a musical one, because it's a musical instrument, and there's the abomination one, and then there's the potion track, or something crazy like that.
So yeah, in the promotional material for this episode, they shout out by name specifically all but 3, which I guess is why you're supposed to know what all of them are, but 3 of them. The ones that are supposedly knowable, there's the Emperor's Coven, the Grand Coven, the Abomination Coven, the Construction Coven, the Plant Coven, the Beast-Keeping Coven, the Illusion Coven, and the Potions Coven. And then there are 3 others that I guess you don't know what they are yet.
Yeah, I just mean that. Oh yeah. You didn't mention the musical one, right?
Yeah, I guess that's not
I
that's
mean,
not known by name yet.
but it's like there. It's like a little like a loot thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's literally a loot.
So I guess, yeah, so there's a music coven. The other ones that I guess you don't know about, there is a purple eye and a blue hand, or the other ones that I guess you don't know by name technically.
Those are the ones I literally.
According to the promotional material, anyway.
The promotional material.
Yeah, the thing, the look who's talking thing that I watched.
Okay.
I mean, as someone who literally just watched the episode, there's like, I think the Oracle Coven was really obvious. There's literally a character who's like, here's your fort. I predict your future. Here's your pen, king. And he's like, oh, cool. And then she's also in the audience, so she's like, she gasps, but then she says, oh, never mind, I knew that.
Yeah.
So there's like already an Oracle character there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh yeah, they're like fortune tellers. I didn't know they were called oracles, but
so that would be
fortune
the eye,
tellers. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I wonder why this is promotional material. I assume the hand then has to be some sort of like... My brain was like, oh, it's clearly some sort of defensive magic thing, right? Because it's like a big stop hand, and that's such like a...
Hands of God.
Yeah, some kind of like, no, that's actually the alchemy one. That's where Alphonse Elric...
there's alchemy and potions.
Yeah,
both of them.
Alchemy and magic.
Do you want to know what the hand is? I can tell you. I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I just looked it up.
Okay. It's the healing coven.
Oh, I guess it's like a bandage wrapped around the hand.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so here's my real question.
Okay.
So the whole thing is that they go after this and they're explaining the covens and everything, right? And then they're like, oh, yeah, you get your magic, like, sealed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, but those were the 9 main covens. Does that mean that all the other covens are sub-covens? Or do I actually, if I join, for instance, like, some sub-coven, do I only get to do, like, baking-related magic?
Yeah, that's the rules.
Is there a baking? I'm looking now at the thing, it's like the pottery coven. Do I get pottery magic? Like,
yeah,
that's
like rules.
Great question.
There's a plant track, but there's also a flower coven. It's like, then, like, why would I...
So as far as I remember... everything
There's a cooking coven and a baking coven.
Everything besides the 9 main covens, as memory serves, is just like dropped. I guess because maybe I'm misremembering. It has been a bit of time since I saw these episodes, but so I don't know. I guess
the tiniest cat coven.
Yeah,
also,
I was just about to say
the grumpy coven.
If you were to join a coven, it sounds like there's a coven for everything. What would it be? Because I would join the cat coven.
The cat coven.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me.
Damn, I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one by the end of the episode. I'll let that marinate in the back of my head.
Maybe the Beastkeeping Coven in general, since that's one of the main 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, it wouldn't make sense to, like, not join a main coven if you seal away, unless you get, like, super powerful magic for, like, joining. Like, I get, like, the best cooking magic. Or, like, the best...
Now that Marcus says it, I think I joined Beastkeeping too, because, like, presumably that just covers all animals.
Exactly, right? It's like, what is the point of the other covens, other than, like... At that point, it seems like more like they're, like, clubs about people with, like, very specific interests.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I think it gets dropped entirely. I don't know.
Okay, if it doesn't get dropped entirely and I don't get an explanation, I will lose my mind. But I just wanted to say that because I watched this episode and I was just, like, thinking about it, and I was like, I don't have an answer, and I was going insane thinking about it. I was like, there's all these different paths you can take with your magic, and why is this? The whole sealing process looked very sketchy to me, and I did not like it.
It's like they're branding you. Yeah, there's some definite imagery there on the wrist too. It's like, interesting.
Oh, I mean, that's a different level of not okay that I was definitely not thinking about. But yeah, that too. I was, like, very in world with, like, that looks suspicious. But I don't know. some sort of weird religious authoritarian indoctrination of all these people.
Yeah, that's part of the world building. It seems like the world is maybe maybe fascist a little bit. I guess this is a kid show. It's hard to know.
It is making me feel a little libertarian, is all I'm saying. It's making a little more... Ada looking less like old crazy owl lady, more like freedom fighter, needs to be assisted in any which way. I mean, not a freedom fighter. She's clearly extraordinarily selfish. But, like, she's fighting the man, you know? It's like, she's got something going on. She's not fighting the man, but she's, like, disregarding
disrespecting the man, at least.
Disrespecting the man. Not acknowledging the man. But yeah, sorry, I had my Coven question. Thank you for... If it does get dropped, I would also be more relieved than a lack of an explanation and it continues to be integrated. I would be...
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because I don't remember. I know the 9 main Covens are big, but...
I can imagine it's more like a sub-Coven system, where it's like, you technically have all beast magic, it's just that you have like people who like specialize in cats, for instance.
Yeah.
You know?
But, I mean, what's a better thing to specialize in? That makes the most sense.
Sorry, I was going insane. I'm glad we addressed it. What's next, Marcus? What's going on?
We get introduced to the Construction Coven as one of the main 9, and how they use power glyphs to increase their strength, and we get the return of Tiny Nose here with going Dragon Ball Z.
But I still hate that character. Like, I hate it. It fills me with a rage. I don't like it. I don't like looking at it. I don't like listening to it. I hate it. That's all.
Little creature is back. Yes, I knew they were a repeat character.
Well, I told you they were a repeat character.
I knew it. It was me. I predicted it.
Are you still a fan of that character, Robert, or have you become rage-filled?
No, I have no attachment anymore. I was thinking it's interesting that like the power, because I said the power glyph, right?
Yeah.
It like takes like a because like the whole thing in like the first, like the episode before, is that Luce is like the whole like circle, and it's like clearly sort of this abstract shape. This is literally just like their insignia on a piece of paper, and he just slaps it on him, and then he goes Super Saiyan, which I thought was interesting, but like different and goofy. You know, anyway.
I guess it's a different type of magic. I think it's not a glyph, right? It's not a whatever Luce was doing. It's different.
It's a glyph, isn't it?
Yeah, they say it's a power glyph, but I think because the thing that Luce was doing was kind of unknown. Like, nobody knows about that. Yeah, so I think it must just be something else.
Confused, because it seems like it's like sort of being addressed as the same thing, because Luce was like writing on like a leaf, right? And then it like did a magic, and now this is like on a piece of paper, and technically it looks like a caffeine patch, and I think that's just a joke. But like,
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that because like it's because you're right. It seemed unknown in the last episode, and then this is almost identical technology. So I don't know.
I think it is a caffeine patch.
It's a caffeine patch.
I think it's literally a caffeine patch. It's not even magical.
It's not magical. I think it's just a bit, and it is just a caffeine patch. You're completely correct.
They just get it from the human world.
The little creature could just do that. It's actually unrelated to the patch. Where when Super Saiyan, it could just do that. That's actually just part of its kit. For sure. Part of its stats.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going insane. This episode was so much.
Yeah, it is so much. I wrote down big info in all caps. The joining a coven locks away all your other magic, and since Ada never joined, she gets to use all her magic. Big info. Big important revelation about Ada and the world and authoritarianism in this world. Crazy.
I've had this entire episode caused me to have the most outlandish, like absolutely insane theories about everything with absolutely no backing.
Let's hear it. That's
I'm going to talk too much. That's the problem. I need to stay quiet.
I feel like this is a setup for like a Naruto type situation. So that way, just every witch they fight isn't like super powerful. They specialize in some specific type of magic that they can counter. Like, but the mist witches, they can only do this.
True. But my thought is that they clearly are like, actually, the Emperor's Coven just gets to do all of it anyway. Which...
That's true.
Which made me, because that's what I was having a similar thought where it's like, oh, they're Narutoing it, but then they did the Emperor's Coven gets to use all the magic, and now I'm just thinking that if it's like a stealing situation, right, where it's like they're actually just making the authoritarian emperor leader man more like powerful by like taking away other people's ability to do magic, and it's
That's
like
the point, right?
yeah,
That
right.
was obvious.
I thought that was okay, but like, but why would people sign up for that? Why is anybody on board with that?
Because that's what people do in real life too, except not with magic. People just want to fit in. It's like gangs.
Mm-hmm. Are you a blood or a crypt?
I'm a crypt.
Crypt keeper, more like it. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll probably get more info on that at some point. I don't remember, but yeah,
I don't know.
It's really cool. It's good world building. Again, I love to know, and it's being drip fed, right? It's not all at once. It's just a little bit.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that got me even more suspicious, because my first immediate obvious thought was that it was the magic draining thing, right? And I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how much credit to give the show, and if that's all there is to it. I'm just going to have to assume that's all there is to it. But like, I don't know. The animation made me. It was good. Anyway.
Do you have something to say, Anne?
I was just going to say I don't think it's magic draining. I just think it's a way to keep people in their place.
I meant like they literally are draining the magic to make the other people more powerful.
Oh, I was thinking that they were keeping people in their place.
No. I was saying that it's literally a means of stealing people's magic to make the Emperor Coven more powerful. That's what I was saying.
Then I don't really agree with.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was like that. I was like, what if that? Because it's like, like I said, I'm getting a lot of goofy ass theories. I don't. The fucking weird vein shit that happened when it like got attached. I was like, that could be doing nothing but nefarious things. And yeah. Anyway.
I love it. I love hearing wild theories. It fills me with such happiness, and I'm sure anyone who's listening also loves it, because I imagine anyone who's listening to this podcast now or in the future has also seen the show all the way through. So it's just, we get to look at you and be like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I just realized, though, that because I think if there was some sort of draining magic, it probably would be more obvious. Like, because you can't just, like... magic seems to have certain sense of rules. Like, to an extent... I mean, the fact that there's glyphs and, like... It's like this... I don't know. I'll think about it more. But yeah, that was one of them. I was having other thoughts. I was like, yes. Okay.
Epic. Yeah, I guess we can keep going through and talk about more as stuff goes on. Because, Ada says that the Emperor's Coven is the worst. And, Luce and Ada talk a little bit about, like Luce says, hey, I get that you don't like it, and that you should be individualistic and all that, but I want to learn about this world and make up my own mind about this kind of thing. And so then she leaves, and Ada has to follow her to not be arrested. And this is where we are introduced to Lilith, Ada's sister.
Yeah, well, that's goofy. Did they mean like? Am I crazy, or is she like a literal sister? And I just forgot.
She's a literal sister. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
They have like magic that parallels each other, and also they are like talking about like when they were kids.
True. I just didn't know if they were like, oh my goodness, we were like, oh no. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking like they could have just been like. I didn't know if it was like which language. I was trying to think about it. But they aren't in the same coven, so it wouldn't make sense. You're right. Yeah, they're literal sisters. Okay. Yeah.
It seems to indicate, they're literal. And she, is talking up a big game about the Emperor's Coven. Principal Bump is here too. Cool to see him.
Yeah, Mr. Dude who might be human, because he lives literally under a mask and we haven't seen his ears ever, anyway.
I just want to point out, Lilith is literally just Shigo, but blue.
Oh my god. It's so true. I like her design.
I love Shigo, so that's a plus for me. Lilith is my favorite character so far.
I want to know if... because voice acting often overlaps, I wonder if...
I should have looked up the voice actors.
A voice actor overlap. I wonder if the people who voiced Kim Chigo and Kim Possible ever actually voiced I'm curious. No, okay, the answer is no. I would have been like, it would have been really cool though, because they are very similar.
Okay, I guess Sissy Jones voices Lilith. I don't know.
What does she do?
Well, let's.
I'm looking right now. She was the mom in Life is Strange.
Oh, no, I can't Google this anymore. I just Googled it and I saw clearly a future version. And I need to not click on anything more.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
No,
people
right
they get some costume changes. It's not really a big deal.
She's wearing glasses. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not huge if you saw that. It's just whatever.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. She also. I can't say that because I might spoil for. Yeah, no. It's not even a spoiler. It's not even a spoiler. It's just an inference. I was gonna say that, like, I just have an inkling now, but maybe where her character is going. But
well, I guess
I don't know.
Maybe hold on. Because
in this, she seems. I don't know. Because it was literally from the same picture, just where she's wearing glasses, and my first immediate thought was, oh, she looks nicer. So.
But bad people
only nice people can wear glasses. Mean people can't wear glasses.
Yeah.
Villains can't smile. Yeah. It's impossible for a villain to smile ever.
It's literally impossible for a villain to smile. I mean, if you saw the glasses, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you saw the glasses, they are not evil glasses. Anyway, once again, I'm a master at theories.
Yeah.
Matt Pat got nothing on me.
Moving on from the episode, I suppose, we go out of the convention theater we meet up with Amity again, and then her and Luce get into a bit of an argument. Seems like Amity coming from a place of status and just completely disregards Luce outright. And yeah, she's kind of mean. She's really playing the mean girl very well.
Yeah, definitely falling directly into the stereotypes in the beginning of the episode, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, except, like, academic mean girl, which is admittedly, like, already a diversion from the typical.
Yeah.
Which was enjoyable.
And we see King taking advantage of all, like, the free coven stuff. He likes, he truly is a king. My kind of guy. Just like, yep, I'll take your cupcake and then not join your coven. So great.
Mm-hmm.
I would do the same.
Mm-hmm. Collect all the different coven samples.
Mm-hmm. Luce and Amity then enter a witches' duel under the terms that if Luce wins, Amity has to apologize to King for stepping on his cupcake, and she has to admit that humans can also be witches. But if Amity wins, then Luce has to stop training to be a witch. And they make the Harry Potter unbreakable vow, like quite literally, it's the same imagery.
She goes, that's probably fine.
Uh-huh.
That's probably fine.
My first thought when that happened was, one, Amity is like a young witch and a student, so I feel like even if the pact did go through, like, Ida could just break it. That was my first thought. Unless this is like some sort of fucking crazy magic that like kids can also do that the most powerful witches can't undo, but
promise magic. Ooh. The driving plot of the entirety of those Harry Potter movies that are
the pinky swear.
The pinky swear magic. That's why Dumbledore can't murder his buddy, his good old kiss fall in love man. Mads Mikkelsen. It's just Mads Mikkelsen. I can't remember his fucking name.
Yeah. Isn't it Grindelwald?
It's Grindelwald, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Remember it was Johnny Depp first.
Yeah. And before that, it was Colin someone else.
Colin Farrell. I think.
Was it Colin Farrell? Is that his name?
Thought so.
I'm pretty sure.
Let me see.
Now doubt is being cast upon me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I just couldn't remember if that was his last name. I always don't think it's Farrell because I immediately think of Will Ferrell, and I'm like, those aren't related. Yeah,
I love the idea of Mads. It's just Mads.
It's just Mads Mikkelsen.
It's just Mads.
It's just him. Yeah, no. It's definitely
weird sidebar, but I feel like I have to take every opportunity I can to talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny to try to make that experience worth something to me, since it was such a nothing. Mads Mikkelsen plays the villain in that movie.
He does.
It was cool to see him. That was neat. That was the highlight, I guess. The only
lazy
highlight?
to cast him as like a Nazi. It just feels like such a lazy thing to do for him. I don't know.
Poor Mads. It's typecast.
It's typecast.
He plays a really good, intimidating villain. Like, he plays a good brain villain. He's really good at that.
A good
God, I loved Hannibal.
It was great. I liked that show too very much.
A magic of its own in that show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point,
were we?
So they make the everlasting oath, the unbreakable vow from Harry Potter. And then Lilith and Ada run into each other, and you can tell there is some real animosity between them. Ada calls Lilith
this entire
Lily.
episode, I was just skipping through it.
No, go on.
Sorry, I was just... No, you need to get... I was going to say, before we go too far, because I think at this point is where it swaps over, because, like, it's like a whole thing with it, like, the fight. But, like, throughout the entire first half of the episode, Ada just has her hair hidden the entire time. In a big ball to, like, disguise herself. And that's her attempt at a disguise. And I was just skipping through and realizing how weird that looked. Anyway.
It is weird, but I feel like, in a way, it kind of makes sense because her hair is very different. And when you look at the wanted poster, I feel like that's the first thing that stands out.
You are 100% right. I was thinking, like... It was just like a very Clark
silly,
Kent.
but...
It was a Clark Kent transformation. It's like something you look at, you're like, how does that disguise a person? And then you look at a person when they take off their glasses, and they truly do look like an entirely different person. You know?
Yeah,
what were you saying?
Just kind of anecdote. I remember once going to work and I had contacts in, and the look that they gave me, they didn't recognize me at first until I said something, and they were like, oh.
Voice.
So now I understand the whole Clark Kent thing.
Also, another sidebar about that is I think the bigger thing with Clark Kent is, at least in some iterations, like, his personality is completely different. Like, when he's Clark Kent, he's a bumbling fool who's, like, really soft-spoken.
Oh.
And it's like...
Oh, yeah.
So, like, even people who think, that guy looks like Superman, but his personality is not Superman. I guess he can't be. I think that's another big factor in that.
It's also, like, it's probably also, like, the thing about, like, people driving by on the highway and not, like, helping an accident. It's like, you probably look at them and you're like, nah, that's just a guy who looks really a lot like Superman. It's much more likely. Why would Superman be walking around with glasses?
It's easier for your personal headspace for it to just not be as big of a deal.
You're more likely to run into somebody who looks a lot like Superman than to run into actual Superman.
True.
Especially if he's wearing glasses. And just like how you're much more likely to run into a lady with a big, her cloak pulled over all of her hair, who looks kind of like the owl lady, but you can't tell because you can't see her hair, you know?
Oh, that reminds me, I skipped over this, but earlier she used a distraction spell, which is just throwing a bag of Hex Mix, I think, at a guy and then running away.
Yeah, she can use all the types of magic produced. Didn't you hear?
I can't think of the word right now. But the whole concept of just renaming something to parody, like it's Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah.
It's Chex Mix.
Or Covention.
Yeah.
Or the name of the next episode, which I totally didn't see, which was very fun.
I forgot. We'll get to it at the end of this pod.
We will, and I will laugh when you say it aloud.
Oh no, I remember now. Okay, yeah, it's funny. Yes. Okay. So as I was saying a while ago, Ada and Lilith. Ada calls Lilith Lily, a shortened version, but Lilith calls Ada Adolin, like her full name. Because I guess Lilith is just all prim and proper, and Ada is not. They're very opposite, which is cool.
They are literally building Lilith up, I feel like, with that sort of, like, proper mentality. I mean, it sort of happens in the episode, too, I think. But, like, I can't wait until they give her a mental breakdown. It's definitely going to happen. That's definitely... you don't build a character like that without immediately also meaning that they're going to have, they're going to get, like, a B+, and then, like, scream. I mean, admittedly, that might happen to... Amity, but like It also seems like it's more likely to happen to Amity, but it seems like the teacher and the student are very similar.
Yeah, because right here we get to see Lilith is teaching Amity, I guess, as a protege, of course, and Ada is teaching Luce, and they're having a duel, and the sisters are also don't like each other too much, I guess. So like all sides have a reason to win this duel for personal reasons, for very practical reasons.
Yeah,
it's setting the stage real good for this first fight. Well, I guess it's not much of a fight. It's the
Oh, wait, what? No. I meant like you said first fight, and they do have a fight. I agree. I just it implied that.
Well, the second fight is Lilith and Ada in this episode. There's 2 fights in this episode.
Oh, true. Sorry, I thought you meant like fights between the individuals themselves. I thought you were talking about.
No, I was talking
lose. Yeah, versus.
Yeah, I was just talking about in this episode the first of 2 fights. So,
the first one's not really a fight.
Yeah, that's
right.
It's just kind of
that's
like
fair. They're both getting beefed up by their teachers. It's actually it's fight part 1 because it's really still just a fight between.
Yeah, it's not a fight between the students. It's very good. Ada's plan, of course, is to cheat by putting magical landmines on the field. And Luce is such a pure heart. She doesn't like the idea of cheating, but Ada's just like, it's great. That's the spirit. You go out there and win anyway.
As far as I'm concerned, Ada was right. She was right about that. I don't care about the moral of the episode is. She knew her sister was also going to cheat. So, let's be real. Like, she knew the situation better than anyone else. She was just even in the playing field,
Yeah.
Or was it just a happy accident? That's kind of the way I understood it, was that she just cheated because she wanted to cheat, but then it turned out Lilith was also cheating, and she's like, oh yeah, that's totally why I cheated.
I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. I knew that, but at the same time, it's like I'm chalking it up to that she's got that instinct. She got that owl instinct. All right.
Hoot hoot.
Hoot hoot. Also, once again, my actual comment on the fight, but we could wait until you're gonna run through the episode more, I assume. But I have comments once again on the magic.
Yeah, so I love the magic and how it's used in this, but we'll get there in just a moment. So the fight starts and Amity summons her abomination and looks kind of surprised at how strong the abomination is. Interesting foreshadowing right there for like 3 minutes from now. And Amity can tell that something is up with Luce not using magic. She's like, something is amiss. You're not even like casting spells. Magic is just happening. But then King sets off a trap, which clues Amity and Lilith in that Luce was indeed cheating. And I like this little joke where he sets off all the spikes, and then Luce looks to Ada and says, "Spikes? Really?" And Ada just thumbs up, like, "Yep, deadly spikes." like her character so much.
Murder is okay.
Yeah, apparently, even murdering children, not a problem.
And magic is much stronger if you use caffeine.
Also. Yeah, this is where so Amity also apparently was wearing a patch unbeknownst to her, the strength enhancing patch, and that kind of puts her in a dark place. I don't really know the words to say, but yeah, not good for her. And Ada is just like going off on Lilith and like, oh, the perfect sister stooping to cheating. You're not so prim and proper after all, are you? And yeah, we can talk about the duel here and then talk about Amity and Luce after that. Because they intercut together, but we can separate them out. So this duel, this fight, this amazing fight.
Yeah. I was also just thinking that technically Lilith's logic was that she was cheating because she knew that Ada would cheat. Which was the whole point, yeah. I don't know. It seems kind of like they got a weird sibling thing going on. But what were you saying about the fights? Yeah, sorry.
It just is good. I love how the cast has different spells. It's like, it reminds me a lot of the Dumbledore and Voldemort fight in Order of the Phoenix. They're not just casting the kill and curse back at each other. They're like using specialized magic to like deflect and do. I love it. I love the creativity in this kind of magical fight.
I'm just thinking about how sad I was that all of Harry Potter looked like that, except for that like one scene.
Yeah,
yeah. No, and then also talk about creativity, and then all of Ada's spells for a portion of there are just hooting.
I love it.
I was gonna say, does that mean like furthermore about what exactly Hootie is? I'm confused by.
It might just be like an avatar or like an image of Hootie.
Yeah,
You're thinking so deep about this.
I'm thinking so much. Sorry, I can't let anything. This is clearly an episode where they were like laying it in lore-wise. So I'm just assuming that there is going to be things that are purposefully like you need to be paying attention, you know, or like it's like you're gonna look over it, you know. It just feels like the episode where they would put everything in there, and I'm just thinking about it, and I'm trying to.
You're trying to make sense out of all of it, even if there's nothing to find.
Yeah, even if there's nothing to find, I might be like literally like building a house out of lies for sure. But I don't know. Oh, man, that magic fight was so good.
Yeah, so good. It's phenomenal. I mean, we talked a lot about it. And do you have any thoughts specifically since we've just been gushing over it?
Oh, but yeah.
No, it cool.
Okay, great. We're all in agreement. They have a good fight.
Yeah, and also the Amity lose conversation that sort of happens during the fight.
Yeah, the coming back and forth. So yeah, we talked about the fight enough. We opened the episode with it because it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
We can go back now to the emotional climax of this episode. Luce and Amity they come to an understanding with each other. They are both hard workers, kind of trying to achieve the same thing. It seems like Amity respects that in Luce, even if she has been working her entire life. She can at least respect that now she's working very hard to become a witch. It's a good moment between them, where again it leaves Amity a little bit more three-dimensional.
Yeah, which is nice to see, because that was one of my things that I was like, I really don't want this just to be like a character who's like, nah, you know, for a while. I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah.
I never like it. It's one of my least favorite parts. I'm like, you could make them a person. They could be an asshole for a while. It's still a person. It's okay.
And she's a person. It's good.
I hope that they don't immediately redeem her, though. I hope there's still I hope it's a rocky road.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Just assuming where that's going.
I can't remember all the stuff with her arc and their connection, but yeah, it's good. And then here at the end of the fight between Lilith and Ada uses her Hex Mix spell again.
And also pity.
Yep, pretends that the curse is taking over. And it's just like, sucker. Yeah, and I guess you could say that the lesson of the episode is to be your own witch. Thank you, Ada, for teaching us about individualism.
Be a libertarian witch.
And Ada once again emphasizes the covens actually make you weaker. We are learning covens bad. What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say covens, they seem to make you fucking weaker. Clearly, because they are sucking out your magic. Clearly. No, I mean to power up all the little authoritarian little soldiers, alright? Clearly.
It's not...
It's
not possible.
Yeah, they're just saying it's the most powerful coven and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah. But once again, no, I keep thinking about I don't know. I'm just thinking about why anybody would ever sign up for that. I'm so curious to know more lore about how, that even happened. Because, what?
I can promise you actually do get an answer for that. I remember that.
I'm worried about the amount of lore that gets cut out because there's only 2 seasons and technically a third. You know, I'm worried about how much I'm actually going to get. You know, and
again, I can say that for me, it was all satisfying, but, your mileage may vary. Okay. I can't say for you for certain. I thought it was fine. So...
Okay. I trust that, at least if you're saying that I'm going to get an answer to that, I'm happy about that, because, it's something we're getting on, what episode is this?
5.
5.
Yeah.
We're on episode 5. It just seems, very weird. I don't like it. This entire episode is foreboding, and it's like, it's got this whole like overtone of like, wow, it's good to be an individual, and then it's just like, but nobody is. It's like, okay, cool. And I'm like, I don't like the way this is going.
We'll get more on that. We get another small hint about things, because the final scene is Lilith going back to her home and tripping over her shoes that Ada tied together, which is another great little thing she did. Ada is such a grublin. You love it. And then Lilith gets a Zoom call from another Emperor creature, and it's just like,
on her head.
Hand lady. We're getting, I guess, the Emperor is apparently promised something to Lilith in exchange for the capture of Ada. And I think this is the first time, unless we got it in episode 1, I don't remember, but I think this is the first time we hear the Emperor's name, which is Belos. It's another cool thing. Now we have a name to go with the Emperor.
Literally forgot what his name was. I watched the episode in a while. I watched it like immediately after we'd stopped talking.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Belos. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it doesn't mean much. It's just we have a name now. Cool, we get a name.
Yeah, I'm starting to jump onto the more they paint this mysterious figure, right? I'm wondering if like the mysterious figure, I don't know. It would feel like too much if like somehow the mysterious figure in the dream from the last episode's ending was the same mysterious figure that is now being painted as the Emperor Belos, you know? Because like the person who cursed Ada, right? It would be like a lot lining up. It kind of would also elaborate and explain the manhunt, but I'm just thinking about it. Why is there a human thing that only humans can go through in like the first episode, right? And now I'm connecting some dots here, you know. I'm thinking maybe Mr. Emperor might be but he can like he's like a magic dude, so that wouldn't.
Well, the whole point is a human trying to learn magic. What if he learned magic?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, you're right. He probably did, but it's like the path of like. I mean, yeah, but then there's also the fact that Ada like didn't recognize Luce's magic. So it would have had to have, like, either Luce is going to get, like, massively powered up to the point where it's unrecognizable at some point, or, like, it's different in some way.
Or she's never seen the Emperor.
I don't know, but she's on the hunt from the Emperor. I kind of assumed they had run into each other, I'm not going to lie. Is that wrong to assume that they're, like... I don't know, I'm imagining, once again, they used to date. There's bad people.
The Emperor?
The Emperor and the Owl Lady used to date. This is clearly the only thing that makes sense.
It's not a bad theory.
I like how Robert has this theory and it has yet to come true in any episode.
It will happen. It's secretly about Ada's relationship, and it's all about the whirlwind of romance, obviously. Clearly. Between her and the Emperor, obviously. No, I don't know. I gotta keep throwing them out there. Eventually, one of them's gonna stick, and then I can claim to be a prophet.
It's true. If you make a million predictions, you only need one of them to be true to claim that you're super smart.
To be fair, I've only had like 3 predictions, and they mainly include Magic Drain, and there was another one, and then Ada is clearly having some long forgotten relationship with the Emperor. I don't know. It's like the Emperor's probably a human person, because there's no reason. Why would you have a human shield? Why would you do that in a weird place? It doesn't make any sense. Why is there a shield that only humans can go through? It doesn't make any sense. There's a big mass amount of junk in it. I don't know. Or there's like a human somewhere else. But I don't know.
We just don't know yet. Only 5 episodes in. We just don't know these things.
I don't know. This episode had me going crazy. It had me going crazy, Mark, because I got too many theories.
It's a great episode. It's so rich. It's so filled with things. Yeah. It's incredible.
But never an answer to my why are there sub-covens comment. Makes no sense. What is going on? If it's a subcommon, common, like a commons room, one of my Harry Potter's in my brain. If it's like a sub coven, then it would make sense. But it doesn't really seem like that, so it doesn't make any sense. Why are there other covens that aren't the main covens if you're stealing magic? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, we either will or we won't get an explanation. It's definitely one of those two. So, yeah, we're at the end of the episode. Are there any final theories?
100%. Next episode, we are getting... The house is going to move. That's my final theory. The house is going to walk around. Definitively.
So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I can...
You cannot name an episode Hootie's Moving Hassle in a reference to Howl's Moving Castle without it literally... Sorry, yeah, this is not the next episode.
So, yeah, the next episode is that Hootie's Moving Hassle. I thought it was Castle, but I must have just not read that correctly. So, yeah, Hootie's Moving Castle. Or Hassle.
It's not even... No, it's Hootie's Moving Hassle.
Yep, that's the next episode, so your theory... It's gonna move, it sure
I'm sorry, it's not even a theory. I am 100% sure.
I would be surprised...
Howl from Howl's Moving Castle is going to show up.
The crossover.
Yes.
Oh my god. Owl House is just a Ghibli film.
Do you wonder if there is ever going to be a crossover episode? Do you wonder?
It's Disney, so probably not.
Oh. I mean, with other Disney shows, weren't there a lot running at the same time?
Mickey Mouse gonna fucking walk in?
No, I mean, like,
No, there is a crossover thing. Remember a couple episodes... Remember a couple, pods ago, it's not of the Owl House, but there's another show, I forgot the name of it. I even called it out by name as something I wanted to watch. And I can't look it up now because my internet's trash. But like,
is it the?
It's like the chibi versions of a.
One?
No, it's a show that's just like chibi versions of a bunch of different Disney properties.
That's the only other show I knew that was running at the same time.
Well, I don't know if this was running at the same time. I think this might be a more recent thing.
Of what?
Of the characters, of just like all Disney characters.
Yeah. Hootie's Moving Hassle is 100% a Howl's Moving Castle reference. I'm all for whatever weird thing happens that causes that to happen. Maybe we get more Hootie autonomy data. That's what I need. I need to know how he works. I need to know if Hootie has bones. It's important to me. Do they live in a bone house? Sorry, I kind of went crazy. You've been kind of quiet this episode, Anne. I'm sorry.
I don't have many insights. I'm like, heh, I like episode.
That's all you need.
You have a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Yeah, that's fine. Well, you also, have empirical measurement. That's what you.
There is no crossovers. I just looked it up.
Oh, I thought they would have done something with like.
Okay, now I can look up the show.
Oh man, imagine like if there was an Infinity Train crossover.
Oh, what?
An Infinity Train.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's another animated show that people really like that I haven't seen. That people say it's super duper good. I just haven't seen it. Chibiverse. That's what it's literally called. Okay. Chibiverse is some Disney thing.
Yeah, but there's no crossover.
No, it's not a crossover thing. It's a different show, but I guess there's Owl House centered episodes of that. Whatever that is. I gotta watch it because there's Owl House content in there. I'll get around to it.
Gotta watch it. Gotta get everything you can. Get everything you can.
I have to get everything I can. The show is dead. It was shot out back. It's so sad. It went to a farm upstate. I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm. They lassied it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't join the Dogs Out Back coven.
Oh, God.
They get really strong magic if you're right behind a house. That's their whole deal.
Okay, well.
No, but Hootie's Moving Hassle, I'm hyped. Don't know what's up. But I watched Howl's Moving Castle for the first time when I was in Costa Rica, so that was pretty neat. Yeah. Really does.
Well, I guess we're at the end. We're got to this massive, incredible episode. We talked about it almost the entire time. We broke away like once or twice to talk about other stuff. But yeah, it's such a dense episode. I don't know how many of these bangers you're going to get, but I'm sure there's more to come. Especially in the second season. But
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I just keep thinking, second season. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Nope.
I was just thinking about how the rule of thumb. Sorry, oh my god, the rule of thumb, 5 episodes. You know what I mean? It seems to be like, if you're ever gonna get a feel if you should be watching something, it always seems like 5 episodes is like the perfect amount. It's like episode 5 is like finally where we kind of like have a very clear picture of what the shows might be like. You know, we've gotten the world building, we've gotten the episodic episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten like teasers of like information that will just like down the line. And I was just thinking about how every single time I want somebody to watch something, I always want them to watch 5 episodes. Anyway, sorry, done with the point. Pull myself back.
I don't have anything to say. You're good.
Yeah, it's okay, but I'm also like, I don't know, this was a good episode. I was happy about it. I'm still talking so much. There's so
That's
much.
what you're supposed to do on a podcast.
What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. You're insane.
We're
supposed to all stare at each other in silence and split our eyes apart so we all meet eye to eye.
We're not even in person.
Yeah, we are. Don't break the illusion.
Okay, well, with that, we have come to the end of this Owl Pod. You can follow us on social media, at the Owl Pod on Instagram and Twitter. I think that's it. So follow us there for whatever I do. They're basically promoting these episodes. So I don't know.
Episode uploads.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus uploads daily jokes as well.
I certainly could. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be that hard.
He does owl-based puns. I mean, Marcus, think about how many episodes there are. You have to do. No, they're daily jokes, Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, like
owl pun.
It's pretty easy to have owl puns. I found out through watching the promotional thing. The look who's talking. It's very funny. It's presented by owls. So thanks for listening, everyone. Join us next week for Hootie's Moving Hassle.
Oh yeah, I'm hyped.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.